Welcome to the show. Uh, we're gonna start off with the sound bowl like we did last time, like we will continue to do from here on out. It's a little over the air frequency tuning. What's up, guys? This is episode number 20, Reconnecting. So, tonight we will be talking about reconnecting on many different levels. I had an episode called The Process, which we talked about newfound knowledge after shedding belief systems and pieces of your ego and shedding things that no longer serve you in your life, whether it's a job, a family member, or relationships that you were involved in. Over the past few years, and the energy increased even more and more, leading up to the new year, and then a little after the new year had started. Has been a real big purge in energy. So everybody was going through the same things where they were starting to realize that they weren't happy with their jobs, or they wasn't happy in their relationships, or they wasn't happy with the feelings they had when they were around certain groups or people or certain things. Inevitably, I've been talking about way back towards the beginning, we was talking about had an episode talking about the awakening, and it's just a metaphor of everything that the earth and each individual is going through these days, pre-2012, past 100 years, to be honest. It's been a long process to get to where we are now. So the purging energy can become real strong over the past few years, and accumulated until the beginning of this year, to where now the new energy that's kind of going is reconnecting or recalibrating. So the purge came from everybody's frequency increasing, including Mother Gaia, Pachamama, Earth. everybody has been feeling and seeing the changes in frequencies has been contributed to natural things such as the weather, and then the natural things that's going on in each individual's life of reading people and situations that doesn't vibrate correctly with their new increased higher vibration frequency, because inevitably everything is increasing vibration, has been, will continue to do so for quite some time, including us, each an individual person. We will increase our frequencies. We will find the further knowledge and truths within ourselves about life and how life operates and what life really is and what we really are. So everybody is part of that process of where you kind of wake up, is one metaphor for it, and you start to see you start to see things start to become transparent, and at first it is scary, because a lot of times the process starts out where you kind of eliminate most everything and everybody in your life and reflect on yourself and who you are, and what you really want, so you can change your life in a way to where you're working towards that goal, because inevitably we're all changing the world right now by changing our lives. That's how you change the world. You change yourself. You change the way you look and perceive this visual hologram that we call life, and then you start to learn that it's all a frequency, and that that you possess a frequency and you emit a frequency and you tap into frequencies, and so all your thoughts is a frequency. And all your
my tablet, every time I press this,
place on that side.
why? Every time I press it, it does win it over this way. That every time I press that game, it has won it that way.
Because it's advertising money.
What's that say? You're right. Is that?
Play something else. Sorry about that. And so, through this process, we are attuning to a higher vibration, and we are feeling it personally, especially with people and situations. It's all part of becoming more sensitive, which is what happens whenever you start to vibrate at a higher level. You become more sensitive to all types of things, people and situations, and then extreme cases you can have physical signs such as skin irritations and headaches and visuals, all kinds of different things as the vibrations increase rapidly here on earth and through each individual person. And so those are symptoms of the increased vibrations. A symptom is also the purge. The purge was just a symptom of becoming more attuned to your inner vibration, and the driver of your avatar, your higher self, wants you to be happy. You and your higher self chose to be here now in this hologram at this point in time to participate in this shift that is going on. And so obviously, since the energies have been changing, then your higher self and your feelings is instructing you to do different things and surround yourself with no one, more than likely, and then expand from there to basically a new tribe. Your tribe, your vibe attracts your tribe, per se. And so one form of the reconnection that a lot of people are having now is they've went through this point where they've eliminated people from their lives and situations and jobs and thought processes and belief systems and all of this. They've released these, and it's made them attuned to a higher vibration, and this higher vibration has started to show signs of attracting your new tribe, the group of people which are attuned to the same things that you are, to the vibration that you resonate with, because everything is a vibration, everything is a frequency. Even the inanimate objects that you see around you, you, me, everything is a vibration of frequency. Some atoms that vibrate faster or more dense, that makes up the desk and the microphone, and then the atoms interact differently to make everything that you see. Well, when you break down that atom, it is sound or frequency, and so you are a light frequency, and this container, aka avatar, is a light container, and you have a light body that resides within inside of you, and a light vehicle that exists outside of you, outside of your aura field, which is apparently a Merkaba, like this right here, kind of like the Star of David, which would be the 2D representation. It's really two triangles connected together, which represents above and below, or masculine and feminine, but inevitably your body resides in the center of one of these babies right here, Merkaba, a light body. And so you are a light. This physical meat suit is a vehicle in the hologram, but really what you are is a light in the center of a Merkaba, which is your vehicle, that once we discover more about it and tune into our light bodies and our true essence of who we really are, which is the direct expression of the one source frequency, prime creator, God, the unnameable one, the one with many names. As we start to attune our frequencies and to our inner light, which is that direct expression of the most highest vibrating love frequency that exists within inside of you and all around you. Once we tune into that, we will be able to understand that we have a light body and that we are time travelers per se, but time is an illusion. From what I understand, it's a circle. And so sacred sacred geometry and words in combination almost explains the creation story and how things exist, but it just barely scratches the surface, and that's with pictures and words. So I wrote an article called Recalibrating to the Original Blueprint, where I describe that I have a description of what existence like, or it's pretty nice. You guys ought to check it out sometime. It's nicholascosby.com is my little blog thing, and I got like 3 articles I wrote on there. But I just wrote the one within the last month or 2 called Recalibrating to the Original Blueprint. And then the other 2 articles are a couple years old, some things I'd written in the past. Creation is an inner, it's inner tangled webs of the flower of life, which is circles of existence that me and you are, but is nearly the duplication of the one in the center, the beginning light, the beginning expression of love. And the only reason why this light duplicated itself was so it could experience love even more. And so the one source frequency, we are nothing but a duplication of that one source. There is no separation from it. You're completely surrounded by it. The only duality that really exists is right here in this hologram, because outside of the duality that you see between you and me is nothing but the connectedness of that one source. And so that's why you are me and I'm you, and I'm just here as an expression of you, saying things to you that you might need to hear. And as I talk and say things to you, I'm also talking to me. One, I'm talking to me as you in that expression, but I'm also talking to me because as I learn and understand things as I go through the episodes with you guys. And so it's a fun experience for both of us at the same time. And so I enjoy doing these because I enjoy learning and further digging further into my own consciousness, seeking knowledge and inner light. So, I enjoy doing the podcast also because I get to discover more inner knowledge and inner light within myself during the process. So it's a win-win. I hope all you guys get some things from these podcasts that we do. And so you're going to find yourself reconnecting with yourself if you're getting anything from these podcasts. Sorry about that, guys. The audio died straight up. Good thing I had my headphones on and I caught it. Okay, and it done it again. Hopefully it won't do it no more. It will not do it anymore. Alright, so if you guys have been following the show, you realize that it's essentially, or the main line here of everything that we're talking about and bringing to the table with frequencies and all the other things that we talk about. Just trying to give a little light to people who may be going through a process that many of us have been through before. Maybe you can be the light in someone's darkness whenever you share your experiences of your light. But the goal here is to have inner discovery of who you are. This is how you're going to change the world, by seeking your inner essence and your inner light and realizing how beautiful life really is, and that you are, in fact, the God that you were taught to seek without. And the whole time, the real story was in plain sight, telling you that the God is within you, and that God is within you. You are that direct expression of God. And going on that journey to seek that innerness, that inner oneness that we all are, is giving you the power to manipulate the hologram that you portray as life. And so reconnecting with your inner self is having detrimental effects to the hologram. We talk about the Matrix. I have an episode talking about the Matrix, this video game here. Then we got an episode called Change the Game. And so realizing that this is a matrix, that you are the oneness, that you are the oneness of all creation, is changing the game and manipulating the matrix. And it's having all kinds of effects on the reality that we have. One, you have the increased frequency from you doing exactly that, tuning in to your inner light, or to the one source frequency that you pertain inside. You are increasing your vibration, which is affecting everyone and everything around you in the hologram. Gaia is increasing her frequency, and the effects are all kinds of different things. One, you have more people understanding and seeing the light of what reality really is, and how that we've been slaves to our systems, our belief systems, and breaking the chains is changing the game. And so more and more people are starting to open their eyes and see that things are changing rapidly, but it's all for the good, and there's not a thing to be scared of. The thing is to tune out of the crumbling of the system, because the system is fallen, and it's not going to be it's not no doom and gloom type thing. The system is crumbling into a masterpiece that we're going to create. And so there's a transparency that has to go through. The way light conquers darkness is it shines, and then the shadows go away, or you can see in the shadows per se. So if you are, hopefully you're not, and if you are, stop. But hopefully you're not. But if you know people and you're tuning yourself into current affairs and worldly events, there is this thing going on where everything is coming to light, and so it looks real doom and gloom whenever you see all the racism and separatism and manipulation that's going on through the TV and the news and the radio. Well, guys, I've known about that shit for like 15-20 years. And so for you guys, or not you guys particularly, but for the masses to start seeing that now is the victory. That's the win. It's game over, because the light is shining and there's nowhere for the darkness to hide. The light is shining from Gaia. The light is shining from inside of you. And so the object is to not tune in to that that mass frequency disruption, because the times and the energy that we are in now is ultimate creation mode, with these increased vibrations and with the power that you withhold inside of yourself, which is the power of creation. We are creating our realities even more and more rapidly now with our thoughts. And so just by tuning in to the news, to catch the weather, and you caught all this bullshit that they were sending out to you, you are letting thoughts come into your mind that is lowering your vibration, and you're also tuning into the negative things that are going on, which is creating those things. The reason why you haven't had the attunement to the power that you withhold of being master creators, because we are still babes in this process of quote unquote ascension or awakening. And so, you're watching TV and you see an elephant on TV, you don't want to be like, "Ooh, I'd like to have an elephant." There, bam, a fucking elephant crushes through your living room table. So you're not quite ready for instant manifestation, but the whole entire time you have been manifesting this reality. And the energy is increasing for you to manifest things faster. And so that's why everybody went through the purge. You're purging the negative people and circumstances out of your life, because that is helping you increase your frequency. And it's also helping you to maintain your thought process so that you're not creating negativity that could be spawned off of situations, events, and people that you are tuned into. Therefore, you are helping create better things by not being influenced by those outer, lower vibrating frequencies. And so that's why everyone went through the purge. That's why you're starting to reconnect with that new group of people. You're probably in like new Facebook groups. Hell, this is new. This podcast is new. I started it back in January. So, just the podcast alone is a showing to the things that are changing. If you are tuning in or joining the new Facebook groups that talks about light workers or the shift or anything pertaining to those types of subjects, then you're reconnecting to the knowledge that you pertain inside of yourself, and you're recalibrating to the new you to create the new world that we're here to create. Because I've already told you guys before, this is what's been prophesized forever. It was in the Bible. It's the pertaining of the second coming of Christ, which is the second coming of Christ consciousness. And so you have the Mayans that talked about the golden age. You have the prophecies of the crystal skulls, which pertain to the Mayan 2012 prophecies. Well, now 2012 is over, so there's probably some more things to go on with the crystal skulls. I'd say it's probably time for them to start fulfilling their prophecies, which is all got to do with frequencies and increasing vibrations. Because that's what's going on all around, individually, the plants, everything, Earth, and everything in it and around it, all the galaxies surrounding is increasing to a higher degree of vibration, a higher frequency. And so everyone is reconnecting and recalibrating to their frequencies. They're reconnecting to people they've been through lives with before. Soul groups, I guess you could give it a label. It's a resonance. It's the new resonance of your frequency and the new resonance of those other people's frequencies that are magnetically pulling you together. And so you have this beautiful reconnection that is going to happen and that is happening now since the purge, since we started releasing. There's still a lot to release. Purging will continue for quite some time. Everyone is at their own point in their own journey. You can't tell a baby is ready to walk as soon as it comes out of the womb. It's no different than what we are going through on the individual and the national galactic levels. And so I know I've really enjoyed meeting these new tribe members, because I've been going through the same thing you guys have. Went through the purging of people and things and life circumstances that no longer serve my purpose. And then here I am today. And along that process, I've started attracting and finding this new tribe. And it has been quite the experience. I really enjoy change. I think that's part of the Pisces in me. I'm not sure if that's one of the traits or whatever. So somehow I enjoy change a lot, and so many things have changed so fast, so rapidly over the past 6 months or so. It's hard to even wrap your mind around. It is like I got sucked into a warp hole. The change of the things that's happened in my life has been super rapid, but the change that's happened inside of me, within my own journey, to become more conscious, aware of my own inner light, has forever changed me to where I could never be the person that I was yesterday. And this is a moment by moment thing that continues to happen, to where I can no longer be the person I was in the previous moment. Which that happens to everyone, whether they know it or not. Everything is always in motion. Things always change. So I guess the best way to enjoy life is to enjoy change, because you can't stop it. It's just how life works. Always in motion. Matter is always in motion. Frequencies are always ringing out forever and always. Just like you will exist forever and always as the one source frequency that you pertain inside of you, and this is merely a hologram that doesn't exist. This is a TV or a radio station that we have attuned ourselves into collectively to play a game. And the game was to not know anything about anything, and to find the light that pertained inside of ourselves. That was the game. And to come together and make magic happen with love and compassion on a level so magnificent that it radiates throughout all the universe. And that's the game that we come here to play. And so now it is time for the next level of this game that we call life, which is just a discovery process. This is the universe discovering itself, experiencing itself, all at the same time or simultaneously. And so it's a very unique game because you are an all-knowing light being and you came to incarnate in this game as a super powerful duplication light being that doesn't know what it is, all to experience the beauty of everything that's around you, the people, the places, the things. What you have here is a combination of all species of everything in one place with a bunch of master creators running around creating their magic in a magical place, using their passions to create art and structures and music. We are a bunch of masters shining our light, sending out our frequencies of magic whenever we tune into the higher vibration or higher realms, which we find creativity in. And then when you take that passion with inside of you and you're able to express your creation and your creativity, you you feel completed because everyone is addicted to being happy, and so many people realized that they weren't happy because of the energies, and so they had to recalibrate and disconnect so they could reconnect with their inner self and their inner light and their new tribe, their new group. So a lot of you are getting new friends, starting new relationships, starting new journeys, starting new chapters or new books in your life. And so fully immerse yourself in your new heightened awareness and fully immerse yourself in rediscovering and reconnecting with yourself first, and then the others that are attracted to your frequency, and watch the world change around you rapidly and beautifully, because you chose to come here at this point in time to do exactly that, to attune to your higher frequency that you pertain inside of you, so that you can express your light and to resonate the higher degree of frequencies to change the hologram that we all partake in this game of life into something more beautiful and harmonious than anyone could ever imagine. Sounds like a lot to come here to do, but it is really simple because it starts with you and your light that you pertain and the love that is inside of you. And once you pertain that higher frequency and that compassion for all things, you will have the death and the resurrection of your new self, and you will see things in a whole new light, and it'll be like experiencing life for the very first time all over again. You'll be rebirthed to your new attunement, your new radio station, attuned into the watcher, or the one controlling your avatar, which is you, the all-knowing you. And so Reconnection is the starting point after the purge. So after you have been through this process of releasing, you start the process of attracting the new vibe and the new tribe. And so I hope you guys are enjoying your new reflections that you're surrounding yourself with. And I hope you are enjoying connecting with who you are and your inner light. And speaking of reconnecting, all you guys should tune in on the Facebook or the website if there's anything in particular you would like us to discuss sometime. And so it looks like the Facebook feed crashed. But that's all good. You guys can catch the audio off the webpage or iTunes or Google Play for free. The YouTube video stayed up, so you can catch that full video on YouTube since the Facebook one dropped. I appreciate you guys joining me on another night. I will see you next Tuesday at 8 o'clock. We'll see what we'll talk about then. Have fun tuning in to the one source frequency that resides inside of you. Peace and love. Namaste.